This is a primetime local news update.
Good morning. I'm Shelby Clarke with your local news update. Events involving large gatherings of people are being canceled all around the world, and this has especially affected the theater industry. We visit the Vic Juba Theater to find out their plan of action. If you've bought tickets for any shows coming up in March, you will be receiving a refund from the Vic Juba Community Theater very soon.
We've essentially canceled every event that we had scheduled here through the end of March and hoping, well, not through the end of March, but close, and hoping that things have got themselves sorted out. But we're also expecting this could be a little bit longer too. I mean, it could be a month or 6 weeks before we can have an audience back in the chamber. So
this weekend, there was going to be 4 performances of Lakeland College's Mary Poppins, but it will now be postponed to hopefully in June. As well as the Ukrainian Dancing on the Border Festival, the box office is busy refunding everybody's tickets.
I think everybody understands that. I mean, this is one small inconvenience compared to the greater world and what's happening there and what people are having to deal with. So I mean, people are upset because a lot of those ticket holders have very sad kids because they don't get to get up and do their thing.
Local events will be easier for the theater to reschedule, and they plan to take more caution since they believe this will affect them for about 6 months to a year. With having a small amount of staff, they hope this situation doesn't last long.
Shutting down would be a last choice, but if it came down to the economics of just not being able to pay people, then I guess that's what we would have to do.
Purchases of tickets with credit cards will be automatically refunded, while people with purchases using debit or cash can call the box office to apply back to a credit card or go to the theater for a full refund.
I think it's a great measure to stop the spread of this virus as soon as we can, and we're gonna do our part to help with that, like everyone else is.
Due to the coronavirus outbreak, community theaters like this one are now starting to look like this. For Primetime Local News, I'm Shelby Clarke. Workers in the emergency services industry hosted their public awareness campaign off of Highway 16 last Wednesday. The law states to slow down to 60 kilometers per hour and move to the side when passing all emergency services.
Tonight is just making sure that people are aware that we are out here working and these flashing lights do mean something, and it's just to slow down and give us room to work.
This campaign is a reminder for people of how dangerous roadside work can be for all first responders, especially tow truck drivers.
It seems like in our industry, in the tow truck industry, we don't seem to get recognized a lot as an emergency vehicle. We can be out on the side of the highway hooking onto a broken down truck, and people just go flying by us at full highway speed. A lot of the time they don't even pull over into the other lane.
The idea started when a young man named Courtney Schaefer, who was a tow truck operator, got killed 3 years ago.
He was asked to come out to an accident, and he went out to the accident with his truck, and he was running a deck truck like you've seen a few here, and he must have been standing behind his truck or in front of his truck and getting ready to load a smashed up vehicle, and somebody ran into his truck and pushed it right on top of him, and he got killed.
Now their goal is for everyone to get home safe and sound, back with their families at the end of each day. They explain that this is not a protest, but hope people read their signs and respect the workers out on the highway.
Just slow down. If you can see, then you do have lots of time to slow down. Then just make it safe for everybody.
This is the second year they have hosted the awareness campaign, and they hope this turns into an annual event as a reminder for drivers to stay safe.
Just slow down and keep our lives safe, keep us safe, because we have to work out here. This is our workplace.
Shelby Clarke, Primetime Local News.
Students are getting the opportunity to make money with an update to the second-class power engineering program at Lakeland College. The second-class blended program is designed for students who are still inside the industry and are looking to get a supervisory role. This is apparently a huge step for people in this program since some have trouble getting their second-class paper.
Well, we're trying to create that next supervision. So a lot of plants have to have the right amount of second-class personnel, which are usually your supervisory roles. And to have a place where students can gain that knowledge is essential for the area and our advisory partners.
The Alberta Boiler Safety Association approved this move for the program last month. Lakeland has had the second-class program for 2 years and are looking to help students since they usually challenge their papers on their own accord.
The third class to second class is the biggest jump. And we find that if you can help students by giving them tricks and tips to succeed, this will help them get that second class papers.
Lakeland College will be the only post-secondary school in Alberta to have the new learning style with face-to-face and online.
A crime information meeting was held Friday night at the Marshall Community Center where the public's voice could be heard. Shelby Clarke has more. Residents of Britannia and RM of Wilton got the opportunity to get together and share about the challenges they have around rural crime in their province. They got to hear from the local RCMP detachment, their MLA, their MP, and the provincial court system.
I expected people to express their frustration with regards to response times from RCMP, with regards to the court system, with regards to not strong enough legislation being proposed in order to protect citizens.
Citizens got up to voice their concerns and asked the panel about what they will change to help solve these issues in the future.
I've been in this area 6 years and an officer for 17, and yeah, I don't see any end in sight, and it's sad that way. Laws and rules need to change, and we need more police officers and more communication amongst everybody and more understanding of what the underlying social issues are that are driving a lot of these criminal behaviors.
They believe crime has escalated significantly over the past 3 years, and the public's biggest frustration has to do with the court system failing to keep criminals in jail. Colleen Young explains what changes have been made with help from the government of Saskatchewan.
The government of Saskatchewan has invested into supporting the local RCMP by retraining and arming our wildlife officers and our highway traffic patrol guys and putting a provincial response team in place and assisting their crime response team as well.
Some points the RCMP went over in the meeting was what the public can do to protect themselves, for residents to keep communication with each other, and what needs to improve to reduce crime.
If you got the communication of it and you're letting your neighbor know, hey, this is what's going on, or if you know your neighbor's going to be going away because they've let you know, stay off social media. Don't put it on Facebook that, hey, I love my trip in Miami or Mexico. Because these criminals, that's what they're watching. They're watching to see who's away, who's gone somewhere.
After this meeting, everybody hopes to see some changes being made in the future.
But we still have significant challenges, and we need to have that open and conversation around where we're failing within the system in order to protect our citizens.
Shelby Clarke, Primetime Local News.
Sobeys all across Canada will be eliminating plastic bags at their checkout stands starting at the end of January. Sobeys is the first national retail grocery store to eliminate single-use checkout bags across Canada. By being environmentally friendly and reducing waste, they'll be switching from plastic bags to reusable bags. Customers will need to either bring their own bags or purchase one from Sobeys at the checkout.
We've got totes, we've got insulated totes, we've got t-shirt reusable bags, we've got bags for life, which we call, and that is a bag that if it rips, tears, is soiled, you choose not to use it again, you bring it back and we'll replace it at no cost.
Starting on January 31st, it's estimated that this will get rid of 225 million plastic bags every year.
We've started talking to the public for quite some time now, and the feedback that we're getting is on the most part, very positive, and a lot of people already for the last few weeks, months, have been using our Bags for Life or reusable bags.
Sobeys Liquor is also following suit by removing plastic bags at the end of the month.
Brenda Kobe came hoping to entice, excite, and recruit potential athletes in Lloydminster.
I've been in rowing or involved in rowing for 35 years, and one of my goals is to let everybody on the planet experience rowing.
For being here only 9 months, Kobe has given presentations, techniques, and tips for the rowers to show the opportunities in the rowing world. She believes the athletes on the Lloydminster Rowing Club have great potential.
What's great about the athletes that showed up, especially the ones that haven't rowed, they already have a great high-performance base. They're used to competing at a higher level in the sports they're in right now, and they have that amazing training base.
The athletes on the team explain that rowing has even helped them in other sports they play, like hockey and swimming.
Rowing has definitely improved my endurance and my leg strength. It's a full body sport, and it just improves me everywhere.
The Lloydminster Row Club was founded in 1978 by a man who rowed in India and moved to Lloydminster. He realized the closest teams were in Edmonton and Calgary, so he wanted to give back to the sport he loves.
Anybody can take up rowing, but it exercises every part of the body. For example, a treadmill is half the exercise in rowing, but you can just do it for the fun of it. You can get out on the water, enjoy nature. Sometimes you can enjoy pelicans at our lake, so it's really good.
Shelby Clarke, Primetime Local Sports.